A flip of a switch? Not everywhere. Between 1915 and 1930, evenings ran on flame, fuses, and a few brave bulbs. Tonight, the top 10 objects that lit the home ranked. Save for number 1, it didn't just glow, it rewired the evening. This is Life 100 years ago. How did they light their homes? The 10 essential lighting and electricity objects of 1915 to 1930 ranked. We're going object first, from period catalogs, print ads, product photos, and patent drawings. What people used, why it mattered, and what it became. Let's count down. Strike anywhere matches and wall match safe. Kept dry and handy by the stove or a doorway, these small tins or porcelain cups made every flame-based light possible. Gas jets, kerosene lamps, and the morning cook fire. A penny box could start a whole evening. As wall switches spread, matches retreated to the kitchen and just-in-case drawer, but any home with flame lighting still lived by them. Ever-ready 2-cell flashlight. A grab-and-go beam for the cellar, the barn, late walks, and outages. No soot, no trimming, instant light from dry cells and a tiny bulb. The American Ever-Ready Company, later just Ever-Ready, used D cells, which had been introduced in 1898 and were widely known as flashlight batteries. Modern LEDs changed the light source, not the habit of pocketable night vision. Schoolhouse opal glass shade and stem fixture. A simple opal globe on a short stem spread soft, even light across kitchens, halls, and classrooms, bright without glare and easy to dust. As homes adopted general ceiling illumination instead of scattered gas jets, this style, which originated in the 1920s for public spaces, became the everyday look of the whole room is lit. Its silhouette still cycles through catalogs a century later. Porcelain lamp holder with pull chain. Screw it to a joist or ceiling, twist in a bulb, tug the chain, instant utility light for basements, porches, closets, and spare rooms. Cheap, tough, and everywhere electricity first arrived, it democratized on-demand light before decorative fixtures took over. You can still buy nearly the same design from companies like Pass and Seymour or Leviton today. Wall switch. Early rooms clicked on with elegant 2 buttons from makers like Bryant or H&H. By the late 1920s, the familiar lever toggle from Hubble or Leviton dominated, placing instant smokeless light right at the doorway. This remapped behavior. You controlled the room from the wall, not at the lamp. The plate size, height, and layout hardened into a standard that still guides our fingers. Screw-in socket adapters and attachment plugs. Before wall outlets were common, the light socket doubled as a power tap. Families ran irons, toasters, and vacuums from a ceiling or table lamp using separable attachment plugs and 2-way adapters that let a bulb and a plug share one socket. As duplex receptacles spread, these were treated to niche uses, but the idea, multiplying a single point of power, never left. Plug fuses and the fuse panel. Small, screw-in E-base fuses protected early branch circuits. If you overloaded a line, the fuse sacrificed itself instead of the house wiring. Homeowners kept a tin of spares and learned which fuse fed which rooms, a new kind of everyday electrical literacy. Tamper-proof Type S fuses would eventually replace the interchangeable Edison style for new construction, but these plug fuse panels were the safety backbone of early electric homes. Wellsback gas mantle and combination gas-electric electrolier fixture. A gas flame heating a delicate mantle invented by Karl Auer von Welsbach produced a white, steady glow far brighter than a naked gas flame. Transitional ceiling fixtures, sometimes called electroliers, often paired a gas arm for reliability with electric sockets for the future, so one chandelier could run either way, sometimes both in the same evening. As wiring improved, gas arms were capped off and the electric shade stayed. Aladdin kerosene mantle lamp. In rural homes without reliable power, Aladdin's incandescent mantle lamps turned kerosene into a bright, steady white light, good for reading, sewing, and bookkeeping. The Model 6 was available from 1914 to 1917, and the popular Model 12 was introduced in 1928. Cleaner and far brighter than flat wick lamps, they extended usable evening hours with only fuel, a chimney, and a mantle. Rural electrification in the 1930s to 1940s displaced them, but Aladdin-type lamps still serve off-grid and emergency users. Tungsten Mazda incandescent light bulb. Adorable tungsten filament inside a standardized screw-based bulb made bright, steady, soot-free light a room-by-room expectation. Marketed in United States ads under the Mazda name, a trademark registered by General Electric in 1909 and licensed to competitors like Westinghouse. The name was chosen for its association with Ahura Mazda, the Zoroastrian god of light and wisdom. It made wall switches meaningful, fixtures fashionable, and nightly chores routine. Later, fluorescence and LEDs changed the physics but kept the socket standard this bulb cemented. Why this order? Because the tungsten bulb is the core technology of modern evenings. Everything else either feeds it, controls it, or bridges the gap to it. The Aladdin mantle lamp ranks second for keeping millions of off-grid homes bright well into the late 1920s. Combination gas-electric fixtures capture the overlap many city households actually lived with. Plug fuses made electric adoption safer. Socket adapters powered early appliances before outlets were common. Switches and bare lamp holders standardized control and utility light. The schoolhouse shade set the everyday look of general illumination. The flashlight handled the places wires couldn't reach. And matches? They were the small, flinty starting gun for every flame that still shared the night. What do these objects reveal? That electrification wasn't a national on switch. For years, homes mixed gas, kerosene, and early wiring, learning safety, connectors, and habits as they went. By 1930, the pattern we still know was in place. Light where you need it, when you need it, controlled at the wall. If you could borrow one for a week, what would you take? The quiet assurance of an Aladdin mantle lamp on a stormy night? The elegant click of a 2-button wall switch? Or the first tungsten bulb that finally made the parlor as bright as the brochure? Either way, the evening you know, bright, predictable, and one finger away, was built by these 10 objects, one careful turn and one confident flip at a time.